So Norristown Farm Park is just what it seems. It's a big farm park, but a lot of it was under construction. We could not get to the office. We could not get a map. Couldn't talk to anybody. No stamps, nothing. A little bit disappointed. We didn't know that it was under construction, but you know, that's what happens when you roll a dice in the winter. Left there and headed to Evansburg. So we're at Norristown Farm Park. And this one is kind of special because this is the 100th state park that we have visited. A lot of farmland here, a lot of trails. We're not sure what's going to happen with the park office over here because it's like it's under serious construction. You got all kinds of stuff gated up, closed up. So it'd be a bummer if we couldn't get a stamp for our 100th park, but it is what it is. We'll take what we can get. That's what happens when you do a winter trip. So I've been told. I don't talk too much into the camera, but what you can see here is a pavilion area, picnic area at Norristown Farm Park. And what we've found with most of these state parks down here in Philly is that there's no camping. There's no camping in any of them. Knockamixon had some cabins to rent, but other than that, there are no campgrounds down here. Where we're heading next for the rest of today and the next 2 days, I believe there's camping at a lot of those places, but these smaller parks down here in Philly, or even the big ones that are these garden areas, there's just not a whole lot of camping. If you want to come out here and have a day use party, man, they're nice. They're nice. We loved Benjamin Rush with the community gardens, and then going down to Neshiminy with the access there at the Neshiminy River that dumps into the Delaware River. If you're a boater, man, those are the places to go, without a doubt. But yeah, not much going on here for me, and for us as campers. There's not anything to do what we like to do. So we're getting these here in February, stopping in and checking them out. Disappointed that we're not getting stamps and maps, but that's the way it goes. You come in February, I guess they don't worry about it too much. So we're on the road heading to Evansburg. So there is looks like horseshoe pits and a lot of barbecue grills, and it looks like a relatively new pavilion area here for picnicking. It looks really nice, and like I said, there's a nice trout stream there. And what we've found on this trip, with most of these cut, take two.
Oh, that's curved in his ear.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge.
High Arch Bridge, built in 1915, but we don't know what, probably a railroad. We don't know what because there's no maps available here. There's no stamps here. There's nobody at the park office. It's under renovation for who knows how long. So, but we did find a map on the bulletin board that we could look at. We decided to come down here and see this. There's a little trout stream running here. Latrines, restrooms. There's a picnic pavilion down here. There's some folks here. There's not a whole lot happening here. It's pretty quiet, except for this jet going right over my head. Evansburg was cool. We got to get some maps. We got our stamp. We did some hiking. We went to, I think it was 8 Arch Bridge. Looked at some old homesteads that was there. It was pretty cool. I think it would be, Evansburg would be a place I would go back to in the summertime for a day trip if I'm down that way. this is a perfect example of our good friend motherfucking nature. Yeah, a tree that has grown out of this old stone wall here. That's impressive. She a good woman. Now that's Kaiser's Mill, built in 1835. And over here we have what's known as 8 Arch Bridge. It's pretty cool looking. I can get up a little closer here. When I was a kid, watching Bugs Bunny, that's what we used to call a dog pile on a rabbit. That's a mess there. But that shows you how high that water can get at times. It's neat. Old stone arch. Oh, little graffiti.